What's going on, everyone? It's your boy Ahdi. We are back with episode 5 of the Association After Hours. Man, we cooking up over here. And so today we got our two vets in the studio. We have Mr. Take the Beam. He's in a good mood because the Magic have cooked up some magic this year in the playoffs so far. Let's see if they close it out, Mr. Viggy. And then we got again Mr. Rocky Mountains, but world traveler Anush in the studio with us. What's going on, fellas? How we feeling about the playoffs?
It's been good. All the series going long, exciting games, comebacks. I love it.
I'm
Absolutely.
excited.
For sure. I guess we could start with, let's kick it off with some of the games that happened tonight. I promise, folks, ESPN didn't get hacked, but the Knicks, I believe, led by like 40 plus for, I want to say, at least half the game tonight. And I was just shocked. I really thought, I wanted the Knicks to win in 6 because they could get some rest, but I had no doubt that these guys would come guns blazing. I figured like the Hawks would push it, but I guess they got the book texting the Ahdi for Cabo, so they were ready to check out. But I guess what was your guys' thoughts from actually watching the game a little more than I did?
Yeah, I mean it was a slaughter from the beginning. I saw a meme online, or just not even a meme. It was just the truth. At one point, the game was the same score as when the Monsters went up on the Toon Squad in Space Jam 1. So it was a massacre. And this time, the Toon Squad did not come back. The Hawks did not come back. Consistently 50 points or more, touched 61 at a certain point in time. When Tyler Colick or whatever he's getting a full quarter of playing time, it's over for the other team. So it was lights out in Atlanta for the Hawks this evening.
I mean, Atlanta came out and it looked like they're gonna do pretty decent. I, my mic decided to stop working. That's great.
You're good. We can hear you.
So I think no,
We can
Atlanta
hear,
came
we can
out.
hear.
We can hear you. You're good.
Yeah. So I mean, there was a 9-0 run right off the bat. They took on I think it was a 4-point lead. I think it was like 11-7 the last time where Atlanta had control, and then the Knicks turned on a gear, and Atlanta did not have that gear, and it just shut down. Towards the end of that first quarter, you could tell they took a punch, they went to a mat, and Atlanta was not getting back up, right? It was still, I want to say it was like 44-15 when the first quarter ended. So they could have chopped off like 10, 15 points in the second quarter, or even like 10 points off that lead in the second quarter, like Atlanta would have had a shot. But when they went in after that first quarter, you could tell the body language, everything, Atlanta was out.
Makes sense. I mean, look, I think it's to no surprise the Knicks are just a better team at this moment. The Hawks have a lot of good things going for them, right? I mean, I think no one really saw post Trey Young they would be, in the mix, but not, Nikhil Alexander Walker winning most improved player, like he's a stud. Like I know the Wolves could use him right now. You have a bright star in Jalen Johnson. I think Dyson Daniels has some room to grow. So they have a young core, right? This wasn't going to be their year. And I think really this just carried out, frankly, I think the Knicks just played with their foot a little bit. I think it's fair to say they could have closed this out in like 5, maybe, had they not blown that game 2 or even game 3. But I think for them, seeing OG go off was good. Because you got to remember, 2 years ago, it's fair to say if OG doesn't pull his hamstring in that conference semifinals, the Knicks would have been in the conference finals again. But they had too many injuries that second round to where they just couldn't pull it through, right? So I think OG going off is good. I think Cat being a playmaker and like you're not disabling or you're not hindering Brunson, but you're just having a different look for the offense. Like those are things they can take moving forward to whether they play Philly or Boston. I guess what are your guys' takeaways from the Knicks? Do you guys think they should feel better about their chances of making a real run this year? Or do you think there's some red flags that they actually need to address these next couple of days before they play round 2?
I think, yeah, I mean they got punched in the mouth a little bit during these games 2 and 3. So I think that was good for them because during the season they felt like they were uninterested in the regular season and they were like, yeah, we'll just turn it on, whatever. And then they got punched in the mouth, like, all right, we got to be on. This is the playoffs, and the key thing that happened tonight, which is probably a longer lasting impact, is Bridges coming alive. He had a very good first half. He was hitting all sorts of stuff. He had a swagger back that he was just like shell shocked the whole series before this. So that was something crucial. as a building block for him and the team going into the next round. They don't really need anybody else. I mean, OG was just, I mean, he was just unconscious. It was just every now and then an NBA player is going to have one of these games. So that just happened. But the Bridges thing, I think, was key. I'm glad that Mitchell Robinson got ejected this game so that they probably won't eject him for the next game. We'll see. I mean, it's just, why would you do that? You're up by 50 and you got a next round that's going to be very, very tough. So anyway, we got through it unscathed, hopefully.
Yeah, I guess
Yeah, I
Viggy,
mean,
what's your thoughts?
I think OG was like the key, right? I don't know if he's ever going to have a first quarter like that again. He was just like Anush said, like unconscious. It's good to see him playing confidently. Uh, him taking those 3-pointers, he shot it with some conviction. It might have lacked here and there, and I think Mikal Bridges coming back and finding some rhythm is also good for them because one of the things that we saw early on in the series was it was a lot of Brunson, and when they have to go to Cat hasn't played horribly this series, but him being a second option just by himself hasn't been enough. Even though OG had a couple of games in 20s and so forth, Mikal Bridges is a key part to this offense because you're not going to get that from Josh Hart. So in that starting line, that starting unit, you really want to see Mikal Bridges come out and play aggressively. And what I liked tonight was Brunson got 9 points in the first quarter, but then there were 9 points that are like very organic. He didn't force anything, and he ended up getting 5 assists in that first quarter, right? So we didn't see that earlier on in the series. So we saw that today. So this team looks a lot more dangerous when Brunson does not have to attack and is still able to find baskets. And then they should just stick to this little pattern, right? Like the first quarter, try to get OG and Nicole like involved, get them warmed up because Brunson is going to be the guy with the ball in his hands, so he can go try and find a shot any time in the game. But then like you want to get the Mikal Bridges of the team and like OG Anunoby of the team warmed up and like that's one day one of the tires. But you kind of want them to do that in the first quarter. So if they can keep this up, I think the Knicks are dangerous. I think they go past either Celtics or the Sixers. This might be the year the Knicks make the finals, man. Like they play complacent and lackadaisical in game 2 and 3. But since then, since game 3, this has been a different unit. And they've done what's necessary to close this out, which other teams could not. Celtics could not do it, and so forth. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, no, and I think only not push back, but I think if you guys look at the stats, I think OG averaged about 20 points, and so I would say arguably like he's been that steady constant for them this series. The one red flag I will say though, and we talked about this, I think the first episode or the second episode, that gap between good to great, it's subtle but it's significant. Again, we go back to last year, right? Knicks lost the first 2 games at home in the Eastern Conference Finals because they played with their food. You can't give 2 games away to a good team. And so that's where it's going to come down to, again, like Philly or Boston, no slouch either way. And you just can't afford to have a blunder like game 3 or game 2 against the next round because that's the difference, right? It's a game of like not inches like football, but, it's a game of, possession. And if you don't take advantage and seize the moments when you have the chance to go for it, you're going to find yourself going home. So I hope they learned that for their own sake because you just can't have a game like that. One game or two, you're out. So,
No, for sure.
but now, going back to the process, hey, I guess we're trusting the process for one more game at least. Hey, speaking of the specialist in playing with your food, the Boston Celtics again. Dude, I knew Joe Mazzulla. This is like the 3rd time in a row they're just like, they play themselves, right? Like this duo of Tatum and Brown, like they're the best but the dumbest duo in the league. Like they're giving me shades of OKC with Westbrook and Durant. It's like, dude, you're just like you're OP by default. How do you like let this team come back and now you have a game 7? And they should have learned their lesson, dude. Like game 7 against the Heat, 2023, didn't roll his ankle first quarter. And then you're done. Like this is just you're asking to like get bounced. And so I don't know. I didn't watch the game, but I guess what were you guys' takeaways from it, like from watching?
It's Maxey was just really, really good. He just set the tone. They threw a couple different defensive schemes at him from the clips I watched. And he just kept solving it. This combination of speed and shooting with great ball handling is just unstoppable in the NBA. And he's pretty elite at all 3 of them. He also held his own on defense. They would try to switch Jalen Brown, Jason Tatum on him to hunt him. Held his own, and they were held between below 50% free throws, a field goal percentage. Jalen Brown picked up his fourth foul early in the third quarter, so that limited his aggressiveness in the third quarter. That could have played a factor, but it's just a completely different team. Paul George on defense has been elite this season, this series. I mean, they need him because the Celtics have the two best wing players, arguably in the whole league. So he's been very, very good for them. The big guy down low has just completely changed the series. The fact that they're bringing Vucevic to match his minutes is just laughable because he's not known as a defensive player to begin with. But that just tells you about how much weight and strength Kata is giving up in that matchup as well. So the series is completely turned on its head, and Boston is known for getting in their own heads. So as Bilson's dad used to say, Joe Mazzulla is turning into second row Joe, watching from the second row of the stands instead of going in and coaching. So it's not looking good.
I might have to check Bill Simmons' Twitter right now, just to check on the brother, make sure he's good. I guess Viggy,
He's
how
not.
you feeling about this? Yeah, do you think does Philly got enough juice to pull this off, or you think Boston still takes it at home?
At this point, like I'll have to lean towards Philly. Just because uh momentum has a huge part to play in playoffs right now. And like if the right team has momentum, it's not even about star power at a certain point. It's about certain players coming out and doing what they do best and playing their role really well. And I think the Sixers figured that out over the last couple of games. I mean, how about VJ, man? I didn't have some I mean, we knew he's good. We knew he's gonna be somewhat of a factor, but I feel like he's really stepped up and been more than what we could have expected of him. At least for me, I knew he was going to be like a good player. He's a good guy. Like, had a great season. I'm rooting for him and stuff, but I really didn't think he's going to be playing this well in the playoffs and doing the things that he's doing. And when you're playing with someone like Tyrese Maxey, the rest of you guys don't really have to do much. You just have to do those little things, those backbreaker 3-pointers, the fast break dumps with a little extra emphasis to like get the momentum shift. And I feel like the Sixers just are out there being a little bit more aggressive in the way they're doing things, right? It's not just about getting the blocks and steals and so forth. I think they're being a little bit more emphatic nature that they're bringing to the court. The Celtics aren't able to match it, and we're seeing some good playoff basketball. We're seeing on one end, to Anush's point, a team that's being coached really well, and on the other end, it's like guys on autopilot. Like he's like, I want to throw these players out here and hope for the best. Now, this makes me question: was that the way things went down last year? Was it really Joe Mazzulla, or was it just that they had Porzingis, they had Jalen Brown, they had Jason Tatum? They just outmatched each position last year, and it's like by virtue ended up in the Eastern Conference. Because now I'm looking at this like they're healthy, they're fairly healthy. Yes, they lost some of their players. They lost Holiday, they lost Porzingis and trades and stuff, but the team that made the second slot in the East is still this team. That roster is good. Matter of fact, you've added Jason Tatum, right? So like it's just not there for the Celtics. I mean, I don't know, home court advantage like might play in their favor, but right now I'm liking the way the Sixers are playing. I'm not really liking the way the Celtics are playing. They look passive, they look confused at times, hesitant, and that doesn't work in the playoffs. And even if they get past the Sixers, they might get eaten up by the Knicks in 5. Quote our friend Surya. But Knicks in 5. So I'm not feeling confident about the Celtics at all. I don't like what I've seen. Wise, Sixers should not be in the series at all. But here they are. Game 7. Let's go.
It could just be it's a matchup too, right? I think it's fair to say like it's like to a lesser degree that the Lakers Rockets you just drop Reeves back in. Like Embiid, when he's healthy, dude, he was the top 2 big, right? You don't just no other team has the ability to just add an all NBA player. Just hey, let me just add this in as a surprise. So Boston's problem has always been their interior depth, but really I think this just comes down to because I'm looking at the stats. Eric White has underperformed, like from an offensive production, like 11 points, 6 points, 11 points, 8 points, 10 points. Like they need more, right? I think we're pretty sure like on that team, outside of Brown, Tatum, Pritchard, and White, no one else can get their own shot, right? and no one had a dominant game today. I think the reason why they were up and they had a good series was in spite of White, like the other three, like were doing their thing, and it just comes down to Derek White's probably gonna swing this game if I have to put mine. Because I know Brown will show up. Tatum will go down swinging either way. I don't know if it's shot. I mean, the Achilles rust might still be there, but Derek White's gonna dictate what Boston does. But Philly I think they're just a bad matchup for Boston because if Embiid can give you something, right, and they had a good balanced scoring output on their starting five, like no one needs to be the hero. Obviously, Maxey has just been like the driver of ship this year, so like he's going to be steady. And VJ and Uber, if they fill in the gaps and a playoff P is even close to playoff P, you get what you need on the offense. It's just Boston just can't match that firepower, is what it seems like, unless Brown and Tatum play at that All NBA level like for 48 minutes.
So, I mean, I don't even
Yeah.
know if it's like matchups or star power. I think, like, you mean, take something as simple as something that the Celtics have been missing in the series has been someone like Al Horford, who every here and there can hit that open 3-pointer. So now what do? You can't leave him open. If you leave him open, he's going to hit that shot. They're missing that piece. I think it's more of role players. I think like the Sixers role players have just been phenomenal. Whereas the Celtics, outside of Tatum and Brown, it's just been a two-star team, whereas like the Sixers have played like a full team. That's what I've seen at least.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's just the 3-point variance for the Celtics is just they live by the three, die by the three, and they've been dying by the three. Rick White has just been slumping and slumping and slumping. It's tough, and if you can't lock down the other team like they've been doing, then it's gonna go to shit. Because especially because in the playoffs, you're not gonna be able to count on these role players. I mean, Boston fans are screaming about Hugo Gonzalez and Bailey Shireman and how they were the best rookies and picks in the last couple of years. And where are they now? I mean, this is the playoffs. I mean, you're gonna go with your star. You're gonna go with your starting lineups, maybe 2, 3 deep on the bench. That's it. And then you got to see what you got because the other team's coming and they're coming with a big, big punch.
There's really quick news to your point on 3-point percentage, though. This probably comes as no surprise. Boston has only shot above 30% one time this series.
Mhm.
Game 1 was 17%. Game 2 was 27%. Game 3, okay, they don't have that here, but game 5 and 6 under the 30, and then game 4 when Peyton Pritchard went off. So looks like they're dying by 3 right now, but I feel like to Viggy's point, Boston has the two best players in the series, but if you expand it out to maybe the top 6 or 7, even 10 players, Philly has 8 or like 6 of them at least. I would say you have to
At
account for
least how
Creighton
they're
and White.
playing right
Yeah,
now.
yeah,
At least how they're playing right now. I mean, obviously White was just really good during the season, especially on defense. So, but he's just not playing like that right now. So, and it's just who's going to show up. It's just right now they're not showing up.
yeah.
100%.
And then I guess the broader implication that Anush, you and I we were talking about in our chat. I think it's fair to say, like, Joe Mazzulla's done a great job, obviously, given the retooling of the roster and Tatum being out for most of the year. But I can't not see a way where he's on the hot seat if they lose this series, right? Because if you look at it in 2023, they were down 3-0 to Jimmy Butler's Heat. Again, Jimmy Butler is a epic and big time playoff performer. They had no business being down 3-0, right? So that was one. Then last year, like, again, I'm happy the Knicks won. I think we all are, but they were the better team. It's fair to say. And then they lost that series. And then now you were up 3-1. Yes, Embiid came back, but you had 3 cracks at it and you couldn't find a way to win one and you lose. So again, the run they had when they were just stacked, like not Warriors stacked, but stacked with, Drew and Porzingis. Sure, he still got it done, but this is something where they're going to have to look at it. And I don't think he gets to scathe free if they lose game 7.
He did say he didn't want the coach of the year. Like, he was like, no, I don't want that award. Even if they give it to me, I don't want that award. He's probably going to win it, but it's not going to be good because, like you said, initially I was like, wait, no, he's going to win coach of the year. But I mean, as you chronicled, it's just been disaster after disaster, especially with such talent in a weak East. So your points are very valid, and I mean, they love him there. So I don't know if that shoe is actually going to drop right now, but he's one step closer to being in that round.
I mean, so here's the thing. Joe Mazzulla is one thing, but how much longer do you stick with Tatum and Brown? Do you think this is an issue beyond their duo, or do you think this is something that just hasn't worked? They were two very good players, There's no doubt about it, right? And Jalen Brown proved himself this year. Fantastic players, but is it a matter of when it comes down to winning a playoff series deep in the playoffs, maybe they too aren't the. I mean, they won a championship a couple years ago, so we can't shit on them too much. It's not
Right.
fair, but like, I don't know. I mean, maybe that's something that they look at too. I don't think they break them up. I wouldn't. I just feel like you balance a roster out a little bit more. Like I don't know if Kata is like your starting center or like coming off the bench. Either way, but I don't know, man. I mean, like I don't know what went wrong. I actually thought the Celtics were going to breeze through the Sixers. I thought they got lucky, um, escaping against the Magic, but this has gone like the opposite direction. I really don't know what to make of this.
Yeah, and I think to your point, like I read it similar to the Warriors, where I know they had injuries, but Tatum and Brown are still the best duo in the league. So you don't break that up. I think it's very clear where you can't just put parts around and expect them to work, especially given Tatum's coming back from an injury. So you do, to your point, that you get that stretch big. I don't know if you need Braden Pritchard and Derek White. Maybe I don't know if that's repetitive, but that's probably one of your best
How
assets. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know how many. I don't know how many draft picks they have. I mean, they might. I mean, they had the grand heist from the Nets, so maybe they still have some draft picks they can pull together. But they'll have to retool. I don't think they break up the Brown Tam do. I think they've gone to 7 conference finals together. Like, dude, they're under 30. So you ride that out. I think for as long as you can. Just retool. But I do think Missoula, if he doesn't get fired this season, I think next season he's on the hot seat. It's just how sports go, right? I mean, dude, I think Dwayne Casey went to the Eastern Conference Finals or the before, and he won Coach of
And
the
I
Year,
think
and
he
he
was
got
coach of the
swept
year.
by
Yeah.
he got swept by LeBron. So on that, it was a wrap. There is loyalty, but sometimes, man, these general managers, these owners, they just put pressure when you have a disastrous outcome, and it's sometimes a knee-jerk reaction. So we don't know. But speaking of down to the wire, we have the Denver Nuggets and the Wolves game right now. I think it's a 3-point game or a 5-point game with 2.5 minutes left.
how
How are
many
we
teams
feeling
down?
about that? Yeah, I mean, dude, we talk about implications. Like, if the Nuggets do not strike goal and force the game 7, I think you got to look at this whole situation differently. Where like everyone except Joker is expendable because there's no Ant, there's no Dante DiVincenzo. Like, this is probably that's a God's gift, honestly, right? To where they lost their starting backcourt. If you can't even get to the next round, I don't know what you do, man, because at that point, I think you just run its course. Like some cores are just they have a window, they won a ring to their credit, but you got to retool. So that's where I stand on it. But where do you guys take?
Yeah. I mean, the Timberwolves just came out like on fire. They were shot out of a gun. Shannon was dunking on everybody, and they were just the aggressor tonight. Cam Johnson kind of kept them in it in the first half. It was the energy was set, the tone was set. We'll see what happens here at the end, but yeah, definitely not a good look. Yeah, I'll tell you that much.
Dude, Jamal Murray's 4 I know it's April, but 4-17 as your second option is not the move. Like you can't just show
Yeah,
up against the Lakers, bro. Like you getting paid $50 million. Like what are we doing? You getting paid $50 million to make 4 shots? That's 4 more shots than I made, and I like I don't even make it close to that.
it's
Christian Braun, like again, he's a utility player, but he's
that
making
guy.
$25 million. He's 3 points, 1 of 4. Like
His extension's about to kick in this year too.
there's just not like like that's the problem. Like this is where I think that the Porter trade is gonna bite them. But I guess
Hmm.
Viggy, what's your thoughts? Who do you think pulls this off this game?
I mean, right now, like I've been keeping tabs. Right? I've been looking down. Like I was watching a game before we hopped on.
Yeah,
How about Shannon, man? Like, first of all, I want to start off by getting that guy.
Crazy.
Like I want to dude, this guy played like 43 games this year, right? Average like 12 minutes a game this whole season. Comes out in a critical playoff game and has, I mean, played with I'm like, well, the first half, like I think he had like 12 points, but like, man, like he came out with some confidence. I think this again goes into the same dynamic that the Sixers and Celtics are having, where like the Wolves are playing with a certain level of ferocity and physicality, and like they're being emphatic. I mean, at least till I watch, they're like more emphatic than the Nuggets. Nuggets are a little bit more passive, a little bit more dependent on the star power as opposed to like, everyone going out there and being scrappy. And so like, it's a fun playoffs, man. We're actually seeing scrappiness and heart take on supreme talent and succeed. This is nice. This is nice. I'm liking what I'm seeing with the Timberwolves. Obviously, like what happens after this, Anthony Edwards comes back. We don't know. If they can pull this off, like I think implications are huge for the Nuggets. Nuggets need to go back to allow them to do something. First of all, Jamal Murray's gone. Like, I mean,
Yeah, you
I
gotta
just
go.
don't see how you run
Ship
it
him
back.
back to Canada, man. Shoot, if you got, you can go back to Canada
I'm
if
sure
you want
Toronto
to.
wants him. I'm sure Toronto wants him.
It's a good story,
But
yeah.
yeah, I mean, I just don't. I mean, I can't see you running it back with Jamal Murray and the Joker again. Like, this cannot
Yeah.
happen. Maybe it's time for a Devin Booker trade. You know what I mean? Like, this is a disaster. Like, to not be able to close out the Timberwolves. And I mean, this goes back to our previous conversations, right? Joker, like we've let him off the hook. Come on, bro. Like, you got to close this out. And I mean, that's where I stand. Like, this is a disaster for a Nugget.
I was gonna add this is without Anush's boy. I didn't realize he's out. He has a calf injury.
Yeah, he's also out today. That's why Shannon's playing so much.
Yeah.
You're out. It's Naz Reid playing. I gotta see this, man. This is crazy.
Yeah,
this
Naz
is
Reid's
like
playing.
okay. They're out the three best guards. Like respectfully,
Yeah.
they're they are the three best guards, and you can't like that's yeah.
Yeah,
I think
it's
they
like
have to retool them. I think you evaluate if Murray and Christian Braun can be like your starting lineup because this is terrible, man. Like this is. I hope the Wolves win for the sake of just stuff getting rebuilt. Like because if the Nuggets play like this, they're gonna get swept by the Spurs. You heard it here first. Like Victor will make quick piece of them, and the difference is McDaniel is nice, but I think Castle, Harper, and Fox are just a little bit more polished offensively. So like they will create havoc for Murray and drop 30 on you. So they're going to get swept if they move on. So they might just want to go join Booker and Cabo.
yeah, I don't think they're gonna win anymore. Yeah, McDaniels came out, man. He is responsible for that Jamal Murray performance. He has been draped all over him. It was so impressive. He's just like rising up and just blocking a shot while he's in the paint, like trying to shoot. I mean, it was crazy. It was crazy. Love good perimeter
The
defense.
crazy thing is also that like it wasn't even like Julius Randle like had a great game or like went off for 30, 40 points. He had a chill game. Like I'm like to your point, McDaniels like two-way. What a
Wow.
two-way performance tonight. Played defense, played offense, did everything he needed to do. Man, like this might be good for the Wolves because if they get Anthony Edwards back after like the first two games of the second round, like I mean, all the pieces are working right now. It's all clicking. Like Randall's in decent form, McDaniel's been playing well. The Timberwolves have 43 points. I mean, see that's the thing, right? Like one game that the Wolves won and he had 43. You can say, okay, he's not going to do that again. He's not even playing today, and he's still losing.
Yeah.
You know, it's like it's just crazy.
They're just throwing it away. Yeah, the game's over. Game's over. Man, I wish they were healthy.
Hey man, never say never. Houston has found a way to lose that game, so let's not say no. And because you're my boy,
that was stupid.
I'm gonna do you a solid. I think Viggy's looking at it too. We will let you choose another team because of the mediocrity that the Denver has shown. We will not ban you from switching teams, but you're allowed to choose a different team to rock and keep forward. I'll do you a solid.
It's just whatever, man. It's just whatever. Again, game sevens and buzzer beaters.
Hey, speaking of hot seats, is Denver's coach on the hot seat if they lose this series or what? Or no?
I was not really crazy impressed with him last year. I mean, there were a lot of media members that were really impressed by him. I didn't really see it with what he did, but I mean, he's definitely on the hot seat. He has I think he has a little bit of pull just because his dad was so beloved. Viggy, your boy Rick Adelman from back in the Chris Webber days. But yeah, I don't really know what's going on with him either. Because they definitely underachieved during the regular season, and then now they're just shitting the bed in the playoffs.
They did have injuries to their credit. I think Joker missed like a couple weeks.
Yeah, Joker was gone. Aaron Gordon was gone, and then Peyton Watson came on, and then he's been injured. He hasn't been playing either. So, I mean, it's not excuses. Everybody's got shit right now, but it's just you got to scheme through it, and you got to inspire, and that's not happening.
Kyle Anderson was out today too for just to throw a cherry on top too.
So slow-mo.
Like they're missing like 4 out of their top 9 like rotational players have been out, and they're still losing by like 10, which is crazy.
They just used all of their luck on your Lakers those couple years. You know what I mean? It's crazy. Like I get used to seeing that shit from these guys, and now it's like shocking when they don't
It's
pull
just
it off.
frauds. Like Murray only is good. Or go ahead.
What was Jamal Murray's injury a couple years ago? Was it an ACL?
It was torn ACL. That's in 2021, dude. That's 5 years ago. Yeah, it's 2021. It was after the bubble season.
He had
Against the
another
Warriors.
injury after that. It wasn't it wasn't an ACL. That one
Like he
was
said,
something else.
I think it's like calf tightness because he was, to his point, he was not 100% healthy. So somehow he was healthy against the Lakers, but he wasn't healthy against the Wolves.
That's what I'm saying. It's always against the Lakers.
I swear to God. If Murray and Porter Jr. only played the Lakers the whole career, and I showed you the highlights, you would think they're the greatest shooters of all time. Like, if I just showed you, you'd be like, who's Steph Curry and who's Klay Thompson?
It's like Murray was like, all right, I'm going to be an all-star, but I'm going to suck in the playoffs. He actually didn't suck in the playoffs. He sucked tonight for sure.
No,
Well,
he's been mediocre.
Still averaged like 25-26 for the series, but he's like, I'll give up the clutch scene into playoffs, but I'm going to be an all-star. And I was like, all right, straight. That's the deal. That's what happened this year.
Let's look at this right now.
Oh, my God.
Let's see. 12 points tonight, 24, 30. Okay, I'll give it to you. Yeah, he probably did.
Yeah, I think they put the graphic up during the game, so. It's crazy stuff, man. Crazy. Go ahead.
Speaking of the Lakers' troubles, I think we're going to have to remix the Houston We Have a Problem to Lake Show We Have a Problem. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to be a little biased. It's looking a little rough, fellas. I think we're going to 7. I honestly think they should just not even play Braun tomorrow. Like, if you want to just play someone from James Jam, just start Braun. Like, just to see what they could cook up. You know, maybe you get them off guard by not playing LeBron tomorrow, and you force everyone else to look good because, dude, they're terrible. Like, they can't get the ball past half court. We got Reece Shepard looking like Jason Williams right now, like with the mid range, and clutch time. Like Marcus Smart and Luke Kennard lost their powers all of a sudden. Like the last 2 games. Actually, no, Marcus Smart saw game 4, but Luke Kennard, is not doing this thing. Dude, DeAndre Ayton's been consistent. So like Ayton's been great, but if that's the only consistent person, that's a problem. And I think this goes back to JJ's coaching. I'm not saying connect as Michael Jordan, but I'm just saying like if you saw that third quarter, he did not rest LeBron the whole quarter. And that to me made no sense. And two, you saw they were just dead in the water. There was no motion. They were just tired. Like, mix it up. All I'm saying is mix it up when you're going through a dry spell. A couple minute dry spell, sure, fine. 8-minute dry spell, that ain't a dry spell, man. That just means something's not working. You got to change it fast. And I think sometimes JJ is just a little too in his analytical mind and just a little too like number crunching versus like, you're a hooper, bro. You were a good hooper. Put people in just to give them different looks. Like, I think to Ime's credit, like at first I thought he was doing his best Darvin Ham hand in his pocket impersonation with no adjustments, the first 2 games, but he's figured something out. Like, and they found a way to win without KD. And I think maybe putting Reeves back in might have just messed up their flow last night. So I don't know. I think it goes 7. I personally don't think you play abroad. Like just rest tomorrow. There's nothing to be gained. Honestly, they could forfeit the game tomorrow and just stay here and not fly is probably better for them. But I guess what's your thoughts? I honestly think Houston might pull this off. This is no head. I really think they might just break them all. And JJ knows about choking leads because he's choked a 3-1 lead as a player. And yeah.
Viggy, you want to go first?
Yeah. So the Rockets-Lakers series, to be honest, I don't know what to make of it. It's been like an up and down series. Is Luke Kennard going to be Luca or Luke? I think that's going to be huge. What I'm focused on for tomorrow, to be honest, like I'm looking past I'm not looking past, but like I'm not focused on the Lakers Rockets game. I'm more focused on can the Magic close out the Pistons and can the Cavs close out the Raptors, because that's looking iffy too. Like, without Franz Wagner, the Magic are a little, in deficit as far as the matchup goes. The Raptors could force a game 7 there. And the Raptors, the Cavs haven't proven to us that they can win on the road. So, like, why are we going to say the Cavs are going to close it out? The Cavs are a better team. We'll have to see. Those games will be intense. The Rockets, Lakers is like, it depends on who shows up. It's like, which players show up. Like, we don't know. There's not been a consistent player in the series whatsoever. It's just about like, it's rolling a dice to see what you get. tomorrow. So I can't comment on the Lakers Rockets.
I'm telling you, they should just forfeit. Like, just send the league notice. Like, dude, you guys, if you want to give the score like 5-0, like Rockets Lakers, like it's gonna be the same outcome. Like, save
No,
each other the mileage, huh?
it's also crazy because like they're playing to play the Thunder, right? The
Right.
winner plays the Thunder. So it's like, what are we doing here? Like, do we just like call this series off and just say, okay, fine, like Thunder get a bye second round? Like,
Dude,
I don't know.
Shay's looking back. I'm telling you, Shay's probably in Canada. He's not gonna post on social, but he's gonna take a nice like week vacation because he doesn't have to do anything, or like a couple day vacation with the family. Like, all right, we good. I don't even have to worry
I,
about this. Like,
I wouldn't be
I'll let
surprised. I wouldn't
Carissa.
be
Yeah,
surprised if we win the Toronto game tomorrow night.
honestly, dude, they're no sweat. Like he's like Jalen Williams. You can even say, I'll give you 2 games. I can split it with Victor. I can split the first 2 with Victor. I just need you for game 3. That's probably what he's thinking in his head. So yeah, I mean, they're duking it out like it's the Hunger Games to, losing 3 or losing 2 to the Thunder. So I don't know. So yeah, I think to your point, the other 2 series that are interesting, we haven't seen him, man. Like I told you, Donovan, I think he's 1-10 on the road in his like Cavs playoff record. They got to win tomorrow, dude. You don't play with your food. Like if you want to be considered a real contender, you got to show us. I haven't seen anything yet. I mean, if it wasn't for Dennis Schroeder, we're having a different conversation where the Cavs are on the brink of losing, and the Cavs GM looks terrible for trading for a 36-year-old. So, I mean, to their credit, though, they were 2
I
minutes
mean,
away.
Mobley looked good that game. Mobley looked good
Yeah, he
that
did.
game. And if he can play like that, I don't see the Cavs losing to the Rockets, right? If Mobley turns up like that, you don't even need Mitchell to be like phenomenal. They just haven't played 18 games. Score 20 points, it'll be fine. But I don't know, man. I mean, they haven't won in a row, and I don't trust Harden at all in the playoffs. Like it's not gonna come from me. Like I've never trusted Harden in the playoffs, so like it's not gonna be him. It's gonna have to be Mitchell. And then let's see if like Struz can come up with some big threes, and then let's see what Dennis Schroeder does. But I mean, like to your point, if you're going to be a contender, you have to win tomorrow night. If you
Yeah,
go to game 7 here, then like you're not making a strong case. It just makes the Knicks look so much more like the favorite in the East.
Which is crazy because when the round 1 started, we were like, wait, what's going on with the Knicks? Do they need to, trade for these people? It's crazy how everything changes in a week. The Schroeder thing, very good point because he was the reason they came back. And then, I think he played the whole 12 minutes of the fourth quarter. Mitchell was on the bench for a lot of that comeback,
Yep.
actually.
Yep.
I was about to say.
Harden was in there. I mean, he wasn't running the show or anything, but he was actually in there over Mitchell, which is interesting when you look back at it. Toronto always comes with fire when they're home. They have awesome fans. The whole fucking country shows up whenever they play, so that'll help them out. Just going back to the Rockets really quickly. I don't mean to bring this up again, but the Rocket when that game started, they were like so mentally weak. Like the Lakers had them. They just needed to like step on their throat and destroy them, and they just didn't. They were just Marcus Smart, Luke Kennard. They just turned back into what they are, and then slowly these guys got more confidence. Especially Reed Shepard. I mean, he was just doing random stuff. He's flying all over the place, trying to block shots from like three feet away from the ball. It was crazy. And then eventually and Reeves was rusty. I'll
Sure.
say that. He started off with a jolt of adrenaline. I think he hit his first 2 shots, he hit his first couple free throws, but ended up with being 4 for 16 from the field for the game. He's going to be better. He'll take some pressure off of LeBron, but I was yeah, they were there for the taking in the beginning. That Pistons Magic game the other day, the star players combining for 90 points.
Yeah.
Cade Cunningham and Paolo. That was awesome. I mean, I didn't even think I'd be watching that whole game because obviously 3-1. Why are you paying attention that much to that game? But I couldn't take my eyes off that game because these guys were just going back and forth. Cade was at the peak of his powers. Again, Franz Wagner not being there. Viggy, you hit it on the head. That really helped because they didn't have the length nor the combination of length and strengths to get after Cade, and he just had his way. He was finally going back to where he was before his injury. I mean, the guy had a collapsed lung, right? And then he played the last 3 games of the regular season. His 3-point shot was not falling. I think he was like around 20% or below 20% before this past game because the guy his lung capacity is not back. And now like I think he's slowly getting back into his rhythm. And it was dangerous. The Magic still stuck around throughout the game, though, which is very impressive, largely because of Paolo. It was just a it was just a riveting watch, honestly, and good basketball all around, honestly.
Yeah, man, I thought the Magic were gonna pull it off, but hey, K to his credit, he didn't want his season to end, so he came through. I still think even though Wagner's out, apologies for the name butcher, I still think the Magic take it tomorrow because the Pistons haven't shown us like we're on the road. Right? It's just how you were giving the Cavs a hard time. I haven't seen anyone else but Cade show up in these games, and even then, like he hasn't had the best games. It's gonna come down to Jalen Duren, and I think to the X factor for the Pistons is that I think Tobias has been steady, but it's the others, who else is gonna show up. And then I think for the Magic, if Bane has a solid game, I think they pull it out. Because I'm not on getting from Paulo. Whether he shoots good or not, he's gonna be a bully. Because you were saying, I think Wendell Carter's also been pretty solid. Suggs has been good. I think if Bane has a decent shooting game, like he did game 4, I think they pull it out. So
I mean, I think Bane is going to be key. Home court advantage might play a role in this as well. I'm gonna try to go out and see how the city is popping tomorrow night because, like, game 6 at home here in Orlando, a chance to close it out. I'm sure people are pumped. Bane's going to be key. I mean, those 3 pointers are going to be really important because the Magic do like to play physical and like use their big men a lot. But tomorrow night, I think it's going to come down to whether Bane can hit like 4 or 5 threes, get 20 plus points. You can't expect Paulo Banchero to go for 45 again. I don't think that's reasonable given like the way their offense is structured, right? Because it'll have to come a lot from ISO. And one of the things I've noticed in the series so far is when the Magic go too much into the ISO game, it doesn't work out too well for them. Yesterday, yes, Paolo went off for 45, but to expect that to happen every day is not sustainable for that team. And I mean, they don't have like a dynamic. I mean, okay, I shit on Suggs a lot. Maybe I should not, but I just when I see him play, he just doesn't give me like I mean, someone like Schroeder, what he did last night, right? Or was it last night or the night before, where he was
yeah,
able to beat people out the dribble, take their basket, or like hit those open threes and whatnot. He's a dynamic point guard who can like take the ball to the basket, and like we're seeing that in the Celtics series too. Like the Celtics don't have that. They have to depend on a Jason Tatum or Jalen Brown, whereas the Sixers, they got Tyrese Maxey, who does exactly that. And what Donovan Mitchell, to his discredit, has not done in the Raptors series, right? So it's going to come down to Bane hitting a lot of shots, or Bane being an aggressor, because I don't think Celtics is going to do that. And you don't have Franz Wagner either, who was your secondary facilitator. So it's going to have to be a lot of people looking for their own shot. And it can't be just Paulo if Magic are going to win. So Bane's going to be crucial.
A couple of
yeah.
other
I'm looking at
tidbits
these
from that
stats.
game.
Go ahead.
Sorry, if you want to go ahead, I can hold off. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I was looking at the Pistons box score, man. Outside of Harris, Aaron, Cunningham, and Robinson, no one else scored double digits. I think on the Pistons side too. I don't know. Has or Azar Thompson really been an offensive threat? Because I think maybe if he has a breakout, then that's a dynamic that we haven't seen.
Yeah. So a couple tidbits. First one, did you guys know about Jalen Duren dating Angel Reese and then them breaking up and now she's dating Wendell Carter? And now these guys are matched up against each other. And Wendell Carter was out punking Jalen Duren during the series. So that's the subplot. Another thing, this game was actually almost decided within the first like 7 minutes of the game when like within the first 2 possessions, Jalen Duren drew a foul on Wendell Carter. And for the rest of the first quarter, Wendell Carter was very passive against Jalen Duren because he didn't want to pick up a second foul. Because of that, Jalen Duren scored like 3 to 4 buckets in the first quarter itself, which was a lot more production than he had the other games. So that was very interesting.
Right.
Second thing, the reason, I mean, Paolo was insane, but no one else was really doing anything because Kate was really good on the other end too. A key contributor that really popped off this game was Anthony Black. Anthony Black was very, very good, especially in the middle quarters. I think the second and third quarter, he really was shooting well from the 3-point land and just providing that secondary offense that the Magic really need, especially with Franz Wagner out. He was very, very good, especially in the beginning part of the season when Franz Wagner was initially out, and he kind of tailed off. He got injured and never got back into it. So his reemergence would be something to really watch over the next game or so because they're going to need that offensive fire, and especially because these Pistons are all kind of clicking at the same time. So those are just some things to keep in mind.
And then just two quick things I was gonna not to switch topics, but I didn't realize this. Apparently, Jason Tatum left the game with a left calf injury. I don't know if you guys paid attention to that, but
Is that the
that
same knee?
different one. I think it's the other
Okay.
leg.
A
So and
compensation
obviously,
injury.
yeah, and so that could be another dynamic there. So that's unfortunate. I hope he takes his time, or hopefully he doesn't get injured again. But the other two,
Yeah.
the Nuggets are officially headed to Cabo. I think Book just
They're
sent them
gone. They're gone.
Book just sent them the reservations. Yeah, I don't know. I still think the Magic pulled it off, man. I just think at home, I think Viggy told us he might be going to the game. So Viggy, if you go to the game, they probably win.
No,
So
no, I
do
mean,
what you
I'm
got to
not
do.
going to the game.
Vicky's gonna be on the wood. He's gonna be on the. He's gonna be courtside.
I'm going to hit some bar.
Huh? Come on, man. I mean, how about the tickets? How bad do you think the tickets are? Did you even check?
Yo, write that shit off, man. It's a business expense.
Come on. Hey, dude, you just client acquisition, you know? Okay. Do you think it's more over under 500 or like 300? Do you think it's more than that right now?
Probably
Just get a playoff game?
Probably more than that. Yeah.
I think it's more than that.
Probably, yeah, because it's game 6 now. But I'm curious how much they were like beginning of the playoffs. But nevertheless, I think
I'm
Pistons.
trying to keep all my kidneys. Not trying to sell anything.
Oh, man, yo, whoever's Viggy's internet provider, man, stop your whack coverage so my man can spend some money to live his life, man. You got him spending his hotspot to talk hoops, bro. Come on. What we doing, bro?
For sure.
Oh, man, okay. I think it's prediction time. We're at that segment. So, okay, guys.
Man.
We got game 6 tomorrow. Magic Pistons. Who you got? I got the Magic.
I got the Magic.
I think I'm gonna take the Pistons.
Anush wants game 7. So
it's just crazy, man. They're just so good the whole season. I just can't unsee it. But we'll see. We'll see. I got the Pistons.
all right, then we got the 6 and the Cavs. I trust Mobley. I don't trust Mitchell. I trust Mobley. The Cavs get it done.
Yeah, you want to go, Anush?
No, go for it.
So, in an earlier pod, we really went in on Mobley being taken advantage of the Raptors, and he must have watched our pod on the flight. Someone pointed that out, and then he came out, and this time we kind of went in on Donovan Mitchell. So, hey, don't be surprised if he scores 48 points tomorrow night and gets the Cavs home.
Knicks go game 7 for sure.
I'm gonna take the Cavs. We'll see though. I'm gonna take the Cavs. I like root for game 7s, but I'm saying this one's not gonna go to game 7.
All right. I think the only other one. I mean, hey, I'm a hedger. The Lakers have given me no reason to trust them at this point. I'm gonna go Rockets in game 6. Who y'all got?
I'm flipping a point. Hold on.
I'm gonna go Rockets too.
Lakers. I flip a point. It says Lakers.
There you go.
That's crazy, man. They're gonna do it without Bron. And then we have one game 7 confirmed, Anush. I mean, we might not record before then. So we got Philly and Boston. You know, Tatum is dealing with injury now. Dude, Mazzulla really might get Cam, bro. Like you ducked it around and you kind of start playing to get injured again. And it's Achilles. It's crazy. I'd say if Tatum plays, I still think the Celtics pull it out. If Tatum's not there, Philly has solved the Boston curse and they move on to better things.
I'm gonna go with Philadelphia. I don't know if it's actually gonna happen, but I'm just gonna go with my heart and say Philadelphia.
Yeah, I mean, from a basketball standpoint and the flow of the game, I had to go with Philly at this point. They just look like the better team on the court. They look like they can get the job done. The Celtics have not shown me that they can get the job done, so I'm going Philly.
Crazy.
That's crazy, man. How fast the week changes things. Like we went from the Knicks about to be cooked to winning by 60. We went from the Wolves looking dominant to losing their backcourt to still winning the series to the Celtics are in a hot mess right now.
Hey,
dude,
if the Sixers make it the next round and they play the Knicks, you know what's cool about that is side fact. The Villanova Knicks versus the Philadelphia 76ers.
Yes.
Thompson, Mikal Bridges, all of them going back. Josh Hart, all of them going back to Philly and playing against Philly.
That's a good point.
True.
Fun to watch.
And it's a round 2. Hopefully Embiid doesn't play dirty and injure Robinson.
Isn't Cat from Philly too?
I think it's from Jersey.
He's from Jersey, but I thought he's an Eagles fan. Maybe just an Eagles fan.
I think he's from. I think he went to St. Elizabeth High School. I think he went to the same high school as Kyrie, so that's why I think it's Jersey.
True. Yeah, I think
I'm not sure.
Never mind. Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
And meanwhile, like you guys were saying, the Thunder, they're a Cabo right now, not because they lost, but because they're so relaxed, they don't give a fuck. They're like, we got a week
Yeah.
off, we'll go to Cabo, we'll chill with D-Book, and then we'll come back to the playoffs. Like,
Yeah,
Oh
we're
my
gonna
God.
sweep you. We're gonna get some drinks with you. I'm telling you, man, I don't think Jalen Williams is playing second round, even if even if he's healthy. Like, there's just no reason to. Like, honestly, I
against the
might push my
Timberwolves,
luck.
yeah.
I might push it and just play him
Oh, sorry,
into
against the
the
Rockets
conference
or
finals. Yeah, like
yeah.
I might just try to beat the Spurs, like get 3 wins, and then just throw them in for the close. I can't, like.
They've done it all year so far. Guys barely played.
I mean,
Impressive as
theoretically
fuck.
speaking, they don't have to play anyone over 30 minutes a game next series.
Might be
Yeah.
25, dude. I might just sit Shea after the first half.
My God. It's crazy.
Think about it. Amid Thompson's great. By the grace of God, the Lakers get to the next round. Marcus Smart or Luke Kennard's gonna have a problem with Caruso. Caruso's gonna be all up in there, like he's not gonna be able to get the ball up the court. It's gonna be bad. Yeah.
Felder would be a son of LeBron next round.
Yeah. But all right, folks, with that, man, we appreciate the time, fellas. We'll definitely have, I think, some insights later this weekend or early next week on these game sevens. Hopefully there's more game sevens. We probably will have at least 2 because the Lakers are gonna fumble. They're out there. If y'all watching, don't, but I expect you to. So we'll at least have 2 game sevens to cover on our next spot.
For sure.
All right,
All right,
have fun,
folks.
boys.
All right,
With
guys.
that,
Have a good
signing
weekend.
off.